All right, let's take a look at this layout or this website for creative inspiration for catalog design. It's called Slow Dive. And again, just through doing a web search, have come across some catalogs that were really interesting to me. The Smashing Book, that's a series that's done or created on a fairly regular basis. And if you take a look at it, you click on the link, you can get into the look of the catalog a little bit more, or the book a little bit more. This one is nice, but not so, I guess, not so much about texture, but just overall layout is kind of interesting. You can get a, let's see, you can get an example of a chapter by clicking on this PDF, and again, that will give you an idea as well. I'm going to try and X out of some of these that I've been in this, obviously been in this site before, and looking for it in preparation for uploading this to you. But again, this is an example of the chapter for this particular book. It will eventually. And I was hoping it would be interesting in terms of the overall texture that it was showing, but it's less, I guess it's less compelling in terms of actual texture that they've applied, but more so in terms of their overall layout. It's kind of interesting the way they've developed the page layout. Normally I might call this, again, depending on the typeface and layout, maybe a little bit too wide of a column, but they have increased the leading, it looks as though they have anyway, and also the type size to make it more approachable, more readable. So again, although not necessarily directed toward texture, this is an interesting layout for you to take a look at. This beautiful trash, I love this one. This was actually up on our Behance site, and it is just really nicely done. They've used a number of different textures. It looks as though they may have used like a paper bag and scanned it. They've obviously used photography that they've collaged and made it look like texture or trash. They've also used die cuts in the overall layout, as well as it looks like some kind of interesting inserts, like this CD cover, and as a trash can. So really interesting, cool way to put together a catalog or a book. Nicely done. Responsible design. Best social, environmental, and economic performance. Absolutely. And they certainly seem to have exemplified that in this design. Another one that I like a lot is this one, and this is less about, like with the other one, they had, die cuts, and it looked like tactile texture focused, as well as just beautiful layout and interesting imagery. But this one focuses primarily on visual texture and creating the look of texture with typeface and color and patterns. It's just a really interesting way that it's, I don't know if it's a catalog, it says Session Snow Catalog. And again, the cover is especially appealing, but the way they've done the layout inside and created textures, patterns, and obviously, I think, focusing on the product line, which is some kind of snowwear that that they offer. And you can see who their target audience is: young, active, vibrant sports people. And definitely that's who it looks like they're targeting, both with their design as well as with their product line. But it's really nicely done too. And I'm not going to spend a lot more time on it. I'm just going to upload this as a probably as a YouTube and put it in our discussion board. But again, this is all I expect for your uploading weekly sessions. Hopefully a couple of you have done a little bit better at that than you have in the past, but if not, there's still time. Talk to you later.